Greetings. Energy is the God formula that you can use to create your reality consciously. You see, energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transmuted. You see, when you think about God, you have to think magically. You have to think creatively. You have to think imaginatively. The reason for that is because the very first time you ever read the Bible and you start from Genesis, the first thing it says about God is that God creates. So that's the very first thing you have to learn. And you have to know that God is speaking of the invisible, the non-physical. For example, if I was to tell you to show me God, you can't show me God. But you definitely can express and display God. Because you see, you have an imaginative and creative mind. And you have in you what we refer to as common sense, which is actually your God sense. You have in you a God power that you can use to achieve your every desire. It's a magical power. It's energy power. Okay, now this energy of which I speak, you are actually that energy. Your true essence is spirit. Your spirit having a human experience. And you have a physical body and you have a non-physical body. Now, your non-physical body is actually your God self, your higher self. Okay? And so most people trap themselves to this physical body. And that is why they believe that God is a separate entity from their self, because they fail to realize that their awareness, their consciousness is the only reality there is. You see, you look around and you see that everything in this world that you need to live a better life, or to live a life of abundance, prosperity, good health, success, owning a lot of money and all of these things. You find that all of these things, that they were first a thought, they was first an idea, they were first imagined. Even the money, it was first a thought, it was first an idea, it was first imagined. And many religious people always give thanks and praises and give testimony for these things, and they will claim them to be the blessing of God. But if you chase them all the way back to their origin, you see they were first formulated in the mind of a man. Therefore, the mind of man is actually the mouth of God. And the mouth of God is the mind of man. So, God, magical formula that you can use to achieve your every desire, as I said earlier, is energy. This energy is an invisible substance. But you can pull from this energy to your thought frequency. Now, the main thing you must first understand is that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. So you're an energetic being living in a body, and you vibrate on frequency. And this frequency are thought frequency. So your thought is energy, because a word is a thought expressed. An action is the expression of a thought. So when people blame the devil and say the devil make they do this and the devil make they do that, and they try to separate the devil from themselves, the only one that they are deceiving is themselves. Because every action, it has to first be a thought. And every word is the expression of a thought also. So everything is mental, everything is psychological. We are living in a mental construct. Therefore, if you live your life on this planet and you have no concept of the divine law or infinite law, also immutable, this immutable law of mentalism, then you'll never understand how the mind works and how your mind is affecting the results that you're getting in your life. And you'll continue living your life blaming the devil and thinking the devil to be an entity outside of yourself. But my brother, my sisters, when you learn to look inwardly, you would realize that you can create your reality consciously, and you would also realize that the kingdom of God is within you, which means everything that you need to live a kingly life, everything that you need to live a godly life, everything that you need to live a productive life, everything that you need to live a bountiful life lies within you. So, doesn't make no sense that you blame politicians. Doesn't make no sense that you blame others for what is happening in your life. You see, when you familiarize yourself with the law of cause and effect, then you would realize that you are the cause of everything that's happening in your life. So you want to fix your life, you have to go to the root of the problem. The root is you being the cause. So when even the Bible says that many people destroy for lack of knowledge, it's self-knowledge, because they do not know who they are. And to prove that, just check back when you was a week old and tell me something you remember, or when you was a month old, tell me something you remember, or when you was 6 months, or even 12 months old, tell me something you remember. You can't remember anything, because why? You born in amnesia, you born in a state of forgetfulness. Therefore, it's a state of ignorance. You're born in sin. Sin is ignorance. Ignorance of not knowing who you are. So there's only one fundamental sin in this world, and it is not knowing who you are. Therefore, true salvation is self-realization. So when you realize that your real identity is your divinity, then you start to live your life magically, because you'll use God's magic power, which is energy. That is God's magic formula. So most people do not know God. That is why they do not know the magic formula. Okay, so the magic formula is you converting energy into matter. So you have a burning desire. It's a spiritual sensation. What you desire actually desires you. It is the spirit that is yearning to have that experience. You want to experience what it is to have a lot of money. The spirit wants to have that experience. You want to experience what it is to be able to be financially free, what it is like to be able to travel to different parts of the world and so on. You want to know what it's like to stay at a 5-star hotel, or what it is like to fly first class and to live a sumptuous, life of purpose. It is the spirit that wants to have that experience. So, my brother, my sisters, when you get this kind of understanding and you start to apply it in your life, you're applying it in your life with the understanding. So you're not acting in blind faith. Most religious and superstitious people always act in blind faith. That's why they could only quote things, but they could never create their reality consciously. And they fail to realize that they are naked and everyone could see. We could see the results you're getting in your life. As a matter of fact, just take back a look at 2020 and you see the amount of people, religious people especially, who was living their life in mental slavery and didn't even know it. And they were the ones who were willing to take the inoculation, take the vaccine, because they had loans, they had mortgages, and they couldn't see beyond physical money. They have no concept of cosmic money, because they do not know that they are cosmic being. They do not understand how the mind works. They do not know God. And they live their life in doubt, fear, guilt, shame, condemnation. And they were willing to risk everything, because they were willing to give their body for some experimental substance to be put in their body, because they're afraid they will lose their job and they wouldn't get to eat, they wouldn't get to clothe themselves, the necessities of life. They think they wouldn't get those things, because why? They're still living in a mindset of lack and scarcity, because they have no concept of God magic formula, which is energy. How are you using your energy? Are you using your energy wisely? Are you using your energy to listen to the wrong things? Are you using your energy speaking the wrong things? most people do so because they fail to realize how they go to bed and how they awake is what is shaping their life. So they go to bed with a religious and superstitious mentality, one with condemnation, judgment, guilt, and shame. And so they wake up with the same thing. But when you know how the mind works and you know how to shape your reality, you will go to bed more consciously. And you will be able to create your reality consciously, and you become a conscious and deliberate creator because you're using God magic formula. I've just given you the key to use God magic formula. And I'm saying it's based on energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. And all you need with that is vibration and frequency. And all is yours. Just order and wait. So with that, my brother and sister, I can go on and on and on, but I want to come to a close. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, definitely I want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at BlackMadGuru. And I will also encourage you to get my latest book, which is called The Secret Vagina Mystery of the Virgin Birth. Is where I'm teaching you that you can bring forth without the instrumentality of a man. Because see, most people just know about pregnancy and bringing forth on one level, which is just the physical level only. But what about you being physical, psychological, and spiritual? So you have to bring forth on all three levels. Therefore, if you've been given a book to teach you spirituality, okay, you have to understand that book on all three levels. That's why the Bible must be understood metaphysically. It must be understood esoterically. It must be understood psychologically. It must be pointing you to look inwardly, not outwardly. So I would definitely encourage you to get that book, plus Spiritual Recipe for Better Living, and my other books like How to Turn Water into Wine, Your Mood is Your Fortune, Meditate to Eradicate Poverty, not forgetting the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomer's Bible, where Jesus has been omitted and there's a blank space for you to write your name, which is I am. Do you know that your name is I am? Do you know Jesus actually means I am? Do you know that the name of God from generation to generation is I am, and you could never say I am and not referring to yourself? Do you know before you can say you're rich, you're poor, you're strong, you're healthy, whatever? You have to say I am, but most people just keep desecrating the name of God because they always have some negative connotation after I am. But I'm saying to you, live your life positively and optimistically and speak positivity into your life. So my encouragement to you is to make sure that you check out all of the links that are down below and let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. However, just before I close, I want to just say, if you're not a part of my Patreon community and you would like to become a part of my Patreon community and support this work, I just want to inform you that you can start with any amount. However, for those who are donating $20 or more, you have access to my course that is called The Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciousness. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. And with the Inner Sun is where I'm teaching that the sun parallels the human imagination and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. Without the human imagination, there's anything made that was made. And the Bible tells you that in St. John 1 and 3. But most people take that personification for a person. They think it's a man who existed 2,000 years ago. But it's just a personification that represents the human imagination. So, my brother and my sisters, where everything ties in one, you just have to understand your oneness. And once you do that, everything will be possible to you once you know how to use the magic power. Okay, so my last encouragement to you is to make sure you check out all of the links that are down below and let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.